Hi, welcome back to the Leadership Help Desk where we are going to do some costing today. This channel, if you've never been here before, is about entrepreneurship and small business marketing, operations, and things like that. And one of the biggest problems that an entrepreneur has, or a small business, is figuring out the cost of the product or the service. Now, this could apply to hot dogs as our example for today. Uh, Pizza, we have to know the cost of the pizza. We have to know the cost of a burger. We have to know the cost of the fries and how many fries go into a serving. It could also apply to building dog houses, offering services such as painting, landscaping, everything. Before you can put a price on something, you have to know the cost of it. If you don't know the cost, you'll work for 6 months and find out that there's no money. Why? Because the costs are more than the price. And if you get into a situation like that and you have regular customers, then you're in a situation where you have to raise the price, and that makes you look kind of stupid. We don't want to do that. So what I've done for today is to explore the cost of a hot dog. And I went to my hometown Walmart website and looked up all the things that I wanted, or somebody might have on a hot dog, and all the prices were right there. We don't have Walmarts here, so I went to as an example, a small town in Walmart in Tennessee, actually. So we have Walmart prices, and let's take a look at it. So ballpark buns, we get 8 of those for $1.98. So we take the $1.98, the package price for the hot dog buns. We divide it by 8, and then that makes our bun 24.25 cents. So they're 25 cents each. Same thing with the hot dogs. I just picked Brian. I have no preference over any of this stuff. A package of 8 is $2.68, which makes the hot dog 33 cents, 33 and a half cents. Now, in this case, you might want to round up, right? You might easily make that 34 cents. Now, here's where some math comes. We have ketchup, so there's great value ketchup. It comes in a 60-ounce bottle for $5.84, which makes it 0.097 cents per fluid ounce. So it's basically 10 cents per fluid ounce. Now here's the problem, and this is going to be the case for all 4 of these things. We are dealing with a fluid ounce, not an ounce as in weight. So I looked it up to see what are we going to do with a fluid ounce. And I found out that 1 fluid ounce equals 2 tablespoons or 6 teaspoons. So a lot of people think that there's 2 teaspoons and 1 tablespoon, but apparently that's not the truth. A tablespoon has 3 teaspoons in it. So I'm just going to go with a tablespoon. This is going to be like one of those Checkers or Rally's burgers where they say if it's not all over your face, you're not having a burger. So in the case of all 3 of these, all 4 of them actually, ketchup, mustard, mayo, and relish, we'll be using a tablespoon. You could make it a teaspoon or 2 teaspoons. So anyway, so our ketchup is 9.7 cents per fluid ounce, which means that a tablespoon costs 4 cents, 4.8 cents. So we have to factor that in. If you're going to have a tablespoon of ketchup on your hot dog, that will cost you 4.8 cents, 5 cents. Now with the mustard, same thing, 20 ounces, a buck 97. It's about the same thing, so we have to add that in. With our mayo, it came in a package of two 30-ounce jars, 60 ounces for $4.08, which makes it 4.8 cents per fluid ounce. Divide that by 2, and we get our mayo cost will be basically 3.4 cents per tablespoon. Relish as well, same thing. You got it. Now, here comes the tricky part, and I haven't done it for you, but if you were gonna do whatever you're gonna do, yellow onions, 3 pounds for $2.44. But you have to peel it, and that depends on what kind of onion it is, how much you peel off. You have to take the top and the bottom, you have to chop it up, and then measure it out to see. In this case, if it was 3 pounds, you could actually measure 1 pound. But we find out how many tablespoons or teaspoons would that yield. And I just put it as an example of maybe 10 cents per hot dog for the onion. So our total up here is 0.7668, 77 cents per hot dog, plus the 10 cents for the onion, gives us a total cost for the actual hot dog with all the condiments, all the fixings, of 86.6 cents. But that's not the end of the story, and I hope you're still with me. We could also offer hot sauce. Some people put in spices with the, if you're boiling the hot dogs and then you're going to grill them for a little bit, you might add chili. Well, if you add chili, you got to come up with your complete recipe cost, find out how much that yields in some measurement, such as tablespoons. Maybe you want 2 tablespoons of chili on your hot dog, and we have to know the cost of that, and that would be added to the 86.66. All right, now in this scenario, I'm including everything, because some people will say, in this case, or burgers, all kinds of food, I want everything. So we would have an example of our cost with everything. Although some customers might just say, I just want chili and onions, right? So that way we at least know what our total cost would be, and we could have come up with scenarios of if they only wanted a couple of toppings. But worst case scenario, they say, I want everything, and we know what the cost is. But that's not the end of the story. We also have packaging. Aluminum foil, wax paper, maybe even a bag. We have napkins, or I just saw a video of a guy who wrapped it in aluminum foil and then put it on a paper towel. And we have the water that we have to use to wash our hands. We also have soap. So we have to think of all the costs that go into the hot dog. If you were in a situation where you have to travel to your vending spot or deliver stuff to a store, you have to know your transportation costs and factor that in somehow. Now, in a hot dog situation, street vending, we also are going to use gas or electricity, probably gas. We're going to have ice to keep things cold until we decide to cook it. We have to toast the buns. That would go into our grilling cost. We might even have various locations. We have to have labor. That's a tough one because these are, well, at least labor is, it's kind of a fixed cost for the day, and we don't know how many hot dogs we're going to sell, so there's going to be some kind of break-even point. We also might have a license and advertising. However you do it, you build your own banners, you advertise on Facebook or something like that. Now look at this. This is interesting. In Central Park, hot dogs are a big deal, and you might have to pay rent for a space. I've seen it $100,000. I've seen it at $200,000. I've even seen it just now at $289,500 per year to have your place. And they say that there's an estimated $100,000 profit on that. So who's winning there? I guess the park is winning. Also, you might consider tax. So it doesn't matter what you're making, even with services, you need to know all of your costs. Let's say you want a lawn service. How much does gasoline cost to put in a push mower and a weed whacker with the oil mix? Cut a normal yard, it might only be 50 cents of gas. And to do the weed whacker and then the blower, we'd have to know. At least have it in your mind so you're not giving yourself away. I remember, because I did that for about 9 years, that doing leaves. You say, oh, they say, how much will it cost to do the leaves? And I go, I don't know how long it's going to take. So in that case, I just put an hourly, 15 bucks per hour, including the blower fuel, which added up. That was not a good deal. And then the bags. And I actually was not making very much. I had to go back and raise prices and go, hey, look, these bags, you can see them. They're everywhere. And the fuel, I'm either going to go up to 20 bucks an hour to help cover the cost of the leaf bags and the blower fuel, or maybe I'll just stay at $15 an hour, and then we'll count the bags and I can tell you how much the bags cost. So it's very important to know your costs. And this is a nice little example, and it takes some time. It takes some time to figure out how much, say, a pizza costs. You got to know how much the dough costs. And in that case, dough expands. Sometimes it rises, sometimes it doesn't. You got to weigh it. How many pepperoni go on a pizza? If you do ground beef or sausage, you do it up and then you fry it. It costs you $6 a pound, and once you fry it, you've only got, now it's $8 a pound, and how many tablespoons, how many half cups, whatever, do you put on a certain size pizza? You have to know this stuff. So I hope this helps, and it applies to everything. It's just an example with the hot dog. So, if you like this kind of stuff, consider subscribing. If this was helpful, give me a like, and I appreciate it, and I hope you got something out of it. Thanks.